These are troubled times in much of Latin America tonight. Several nations are dealing with political and economic disruption, if not chaos. Correspondent Doug McElway takes a look.
Like its neighbors to the north and Central America, several South American countries are now descending into political chaos. The latest is Bolivia, where President Evo Morales ignored term limits, sparking massive protests that forced him into exile. Seizing the presidency is political rival Senator Janine Áñez Chávez, who is calling for elections in 90 days and is supported by the U.S.
We salute the courage and strength of the Bolivian people who have protested against a government trying to steal an election.
Peru, Chile, and Ecuador are also seeing widespread protests, each for different reasons. In Peru, rebellious lawmakers suspended the president after he tried to dissolve what he said was a corrupt Congress. In Chile, increased metro fares sparked unrest. Protests spread, reflecting wider anger over inequality. In Ecuador, 2 weeks of rioting came to an end in mid-October when the bankrupt government restored a 40-year-old fuel subsidy that had kept gasoline prices artificially low.
There's definitely an overarching theme, the old battle between freedom and socialism.
Other common factors may be contributing to the protests.
There's corruption, of course. There's corruption everywhere in the world, but particularly in some of these countries. Income inequality. The massive income inequality between the rich and the middle class and the poor has bedeviled Latin America for a long time.
The risk for the United States is the threat of new mass migrations northward that overwhelms the border just as control is being regained. The other commonality in these protests is the new ability to mobilize people, for good or bad, through the internet and social media. And it's not just in Latin America. We saw it with the Arab Spring, the formation of ISIS. We're seeing it in Hong Kong. It has given people power that they've never had. Brett?
More on this with the panel. Doug, thank you. Spanish officials say tonight they cannot locate a Venezuelan spy master.